Janusz, normally I ask the first question, but I'm going to ask you where you want to start with Leicester 4, Manchester United 2.
First, great game, right? If you're neutral, right? I mean, you got to look at this, and it was unbelievable. It's given us just about everything, right? Unbelievable goals when it started with Mason Greenwood. I mean, what a strike that was. That movement on the ball off the post, right? It was just tremendous. And then, Yuri Tielemans comes in and says, hold my beer. I got something better, right? A teardrop, if you will. I mean, again, coming inside to the far post as well, top corner. Beautiful.
A gift, though, an absolute gift from the United defence for the equaliser.
Yeah, I mean, playing on the back like that, Harry Maguire just came back. There was, remember, talk about Bailly and Lindelof playing, and everybody was losing their mind because there's no Varan and Maguire. And fair play, obviously important players. And Maguire gets his pocket picked by Iheanacho, who, by the way, ran him ragged the entire game. Iheanacho was tremendous. So, look, I mean, the bottom line in this is, and that's where we got to get to, is the fact that we have been asking questions of not just Manchester United players, but of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, right? And maybe it's low-hanging fruit, some will say, but not if you kind of listen to us in a way that, we've been slowly building up to this, and everybody else for that matter. He's given us reasons to say that he's inexperienced, right? If Manchester United were to be favorites or one of the favorites to win the title, right? My question has always been, is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer good enough of a manager like Pep Guardiola, Thomas Tuchel, and Pep Guardiola? The answer to that was no. If you didn't like it, then if you watch last 4 or 5 or 6 games, even though United kind of, were doing okay, then you'd know, because he'd give you reasons for that. Today, you may say it's a lot on the players. I don't know, Mark, if that's it, right? Do you think that Manchester United should be involved in a game like this? Wide open, without control, allowing opposition to do whatever they like, given so much space, getting back in games as they often do away from home, conceding a goal straight off the kickoff. I mean, it's just crazy. That's not Manchester United. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer may be liked by supporters. He may have brought the right culture to this team. He's been here now 3 seasons now, whatever it is, long enough, right? And look at these results, Mark. So we continue to ask questions. No drama for Liverpool. Manchester City got the job done, even though they didn't play well. Chelsea most likely will do as well. And by the way, Manchester United haven't even played the top, the big guns or top teams. They got them coming. Liverpool next weekend, Spurs, Manchester City, and 2 Atalanta games that won't be easy as well. So look, in a month, we'll know a lot more about Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
How much was that down to Rafael Varan not playing today?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. Who am I to say that if Varan is there, they're not conceding these goals? I mean, there's some wonderful strikes. I don't know. Maybe he would have helped, but that's the nature of the beast, right? I mean, Liverpool played without a midfield today. I mean, we'll see other teams who are missing internationals because, in South America, they played on Thursday. They're coming back. This is what happens after international break. Players are injured. Players aren't ready to play. Look, this is a great Manchester United team that doesn't have a skipper, right? It's just a lot of good players or great players, stars, but not a collective team. And today was a great example of that, all over the shop.
Yeah, we'll get to Leicester in a second because deserved winners. I thought they were outstanding. And you're right, it was a brilliant game of football to watch for the neutral. But you and I commentated on Italian football for many years. We saw what Ronaldo did with Juventus, but the danger of making him a focal point in his final season at the football club, it didn't work for them. Defending starts from the front. And if Ronaldo hasn't got possession or doesn't track back, how big a hindrance is that for Manchester United when it comes to trying to defend from the front?
It can be, but I don't know if this is the game. I don't know if this is the game that you actually point to, right? I mean, he didn't have a great game.
No, I'm not trying to make him a scapegoat. I'm just saying your defensive unit starts from Ronaldo or starts with whoever's up top. And Rashford came on, and it was great to see him back as well. However, is he too much of a kind of focal point for Manchester United, and they're losing focus elsewhere?
He may be, but the problem, especially in the first 15, 20 minutes, is Leicester City from the off established the fact that they were superior, right? I mean, Manchester United weren't pressing, so you don't need that. Doesn't matter if it's Ronaldo and anybody else. If you're not going to press that team, I mean, it was all Leicester City in the first 15, 20 minutes. I mean, Greenwood's goal was scored against the run of play. So, it's always easy to have a go at Ronaldo, and you could because he didn't have a good game, but who did have a good game, right? This to me was a bigger problem. It was a problem in the midfield. And again, we have to go to Paul Pogba. And by the way, I was singing his praises. Look, everybody knows that that he's different with friends. But what does different mean? If you watch the Nations League, and I know you did, right? You'd see against Belgium and against France, even against Belgium when they conceded 2 goals, right, in that game, they won 3-2. I mean, it's incredible how disciplined he played in a 2 holding midfielder with young Chumani in the first game, and then the second game, or vice versa, and Rabiot, who doesn't actually defend, and yet Paul Pogba was as disciplined as you can. I was watching him purposely for these reasons, because I know we're going to be talking about him all the time, right? And somehow Didier Deschamps gets him to stay where he needs to stay. Where in this game, if you watch it, and many others, Paul Pogba is all over the shop. He goes wherever he wants, right? And that is a major problem, because today, Soumare, James Maddison, who's been playing badly, finally had a good game, and Yuri Tielemans, maybe tired, but maybe not. He was in Nations League coming back and looking like the best player on the pitch. That was a major issue, not to mention, of course, defensively. Wan-Bissaka and even Luke Shaw, individual mistakes, were terrible as well. So this wasn't a team out there for Manchester United. It was just, a lot of big names who almost got it done. But in the end, that 29 undefeated away record goes out the window. And by the way, deservedly.
Apologies to Leicester City fans for taking as long to get to them.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, they're the headline act today. They got the deserved victory. They scored 4 good goals: Tielemans, Soyuncu, Vardy, and then the last one by Daka. And then it was an excellent win for them. So what has Brendan Rodgers got? What's his secret? What's the elixir or the magic formula?
Nothing. They were just underachieving, right? I mean, this is a team that won 2 in the first 7 games. We all knew the talent they have. Harvey Barnes is back in general. He missed the whole season. What they didn't have is James Maddison playing at his best, right? Yuri Tielemans has been okay, but today he was special once again. Substitutions made a difference. Oh, Iheanacho, remember early in the season, he couldn't get himself in the starting 11. Today, as I said, Iheanacho was outstanding. I mean, Maguire didn't know if he was coming or going. He had all kinds of problems, right, with him. We know Jamie Vardy. He's always there, right? If he's not scoring, he's very dangerous. So no surprise whatsoever. I think that midfield was very good. And by the way, if it wasn't for De Gea, who's been outstanding after everybody's been hammered. I mean, he saved towards the end. Daka alone, I think once or twice before all the goals. In the end, finally, Daka scored the 4th goal. But if it wasn't for De Gea, this would have been 6 or 7. I mean, not to say that Manchester United didn't have looks, but clearly more quality looks went Leicester's way. So I think this was a frustration, right? And that's why I had a feeling, we talked about before the game yesterday, that Leicester City were going to win this game because, they needed momentum. It's always a little bit easier to get up, especially at home against a team like Manchester United, right? So I just had a feeling that if they start well with the sort of energy, that they have a chance. And they did exactly that. The crowd got behind them. We knew they were better than 2 wins in 7 games. And, they've lost to a good team. So, I mean, no shame for that. But I think, what we're trying to say here is that, there's been problems with Manchester United. Look, Mark, I mean, they haven't played well all season, in my opinion, as a whole, right? Ahead of this round, they were only 2 points behind the leaders, which were Chelsea, right, before the weekend started, which is not bad if you're not playing to your best. But now with this loss, and as I've said, Liverpool, Spurs, Manchester City, and the Atalanta game, I was thinking, well, if after this stretch that they have right now, this is before Leicester City game, we see Manchester City 2 points behind still, or maybe 3 points behind, then it's okay. But I wonder, with this loss now and everything that's coming up, I just wonder, next weekend against against Liverpool, Mark, boy, oh boy, what a massive game psychologically, not to mention the points.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.